everyone, welcome to Desert Succulent, and for today we will be featuring Echeveria subsessilis. It is commonly known as the morning beauty plant, and this kind of succulent could reach about 3 to 4 inches in diameter, and given the right living conditions, it could even grow bigger than 4 inches. Itong ating mga morning beauty is also covered by this thick farina coating sa kanyang leaves, and this now gives the plant this soft powdery look. Yung farina sa kanyang leaves allow the plant now to tolerate yung ating full sun exposure. And you would see na yung kanyang leaves are bluish green in color that now forms this beautiful rosette sa pinakagitna with a tinge of pink along sa kanyang leaf margins. You would really see na very dominant yung pagka light blue color sa buong leaves niya, not just sa leaf margins or not just some parts, but entirely yung kanyang leaves are light blue in color, and there are some tinge of light green. It depends on the angle, but I would say na sa lahat ng aking mga succulents, this is really one of those na may shade of blue sa kanya. Our morning beauty will also be giving us this beautiful flower in the color of red to yellow orange, so sa gitna siya tutubo. This type of succulent prefers to be under full sun, and in any case that you will be putting them indoors, then you really need to provide them some bright light. Probably yung ating sunny windowsill would be a perfect location. But if, for example, we will be growing them outdoors, we would be expecting that yung ating morning beauty would have this very compact na rosette and yung kanyang vibrant na color. In order for you to have these pinkish leaf margins, you have to expose it to the sun more often. In my case, it took me about 5 or 6 months before ko nakita na nag-appear itong kanyang pinaka-pinkish leaf margins. It's really very nice to look at, especially during daylight. Yung light pink and the light blue color complements each other. This one is located sa ating rain or shine area, and even if na naka-full sun siya from sunrise to sunset, since it's really covered no ating thick farina, then I'm not really worried and never had any experience of it being sunburned. Kaya you should never scrape them or wag nyo silang tatanggalin or pupunasan kasi it really helps them thrive during these very hot na summer days. In addition, yung ating morning beauty prefers nga a warm temperature or environment between 18 degrees to 26 degrees Celsius, and that's perfect here sa Philippines, which is a tropical country. But we also need to consider na during summer months we have to provide them extra shade, especially pag more than 30 or 40 na yung ating temperature, to avoid sunburn sa kanila. Watering them is the same with other Echeverias. They like yung infrequent watering, and they prefer nga yung ating dry conditions after the plant become established, and I only water these every 2 weeks pag hindi masyadong mainit ang panahon. But right now na summer, I usually water it once a week or twice a week, depending now kung gaano kabilis mag-dry yung kanyang pinaka-soil. But I noticed na mabilis ngang mag-dry yung kanyang soil these days, and so I water it twice a week. If we detect wrinkled leaves sa kanya, it is now an indication na yung ating morning beauty needs more water. And you would see here, it's not really that evident, but there are parts ng kanyang leaves na medyo wrinkled na siya. Even yung kanyang pinaka-rosette, supposedly dapat medyo naka-open siya if it's receiving adequate water. And some of its leaves, medyo wrinkled sila. Hindi ganito ito before, but siguro nga dahil sa panahon naging ganito na siya. And so we will be watering this, and if I will be watering yung aking mga succulents, I usually give them a full soak and not just misting. I usually fertilize or feed my morning beauty with liquid fertilizer, so para lang siyang granules na hinahalo ko siya sa tubig, and that is what I usually na pinangdidilig sa kanya every month. And the dosage is just half the strength nung recommended sa packaging. And moreover, it also needs some excellent drainage and a well-draining na soil. This is just a glass container and it has no drainage sa kanya. And if you're gonna be doing this one, you really have to be careful kasi nga pag nasobrahan nyo yung tubig, since wala siyang drainage, it would now lead to overwatering ng inyong succulents. Yung soil mix na ginamit ko dito is just yung ating typical na garden soil. But for this one, yung sa aking mother plant, I added about 30% ng ating pumice stones to facilitate nga yung drainage. For me, my maximum is 30% na pumice stones. I don't usually go for 70%, 80% na pumice stones kasi kawawa naman yung ating mga succulents since they are not receiving sufficient nutrients from the pumice stones. For our grooming, they don't really require much maintenance other than removing yung kanyang mga dead leaves. And dito nga sa pinakababa, I have a lot of dead leaves. And it's very important for us to remove this, not only because dito tumatago yung ating mga pests like mealybugs and others, and also if we will be removing itong mga dead leaves or dried leaves na ito, it would also give some space sa ating mga new offsets na probably are growing doon sa pinakababa. So I haven't removed yung kanyang dried leaves for a very long time. Ayan, so it's also one of those na very satisfying to do, lalo na if madami-dami kayo matanggal na dried leaves. I don't usually use yung ating mga tweezers anymore kasi dito masyadong madami and it's gonna be faster if I will just be using yung aking fingers. So while removing itong mga dried leaves na ito, you can also check if may mga mealybugs dyan sa ilalim or if may mga offsets na din. Ayan, no? Ang dami, diba? So in this angle, you would see talaga na dehydrated. Severely dehydrated na nga siya. So, ganito kadami yung dried leaves na nakuha natin sa kanya. And we have to do this at least once a month to prevent some future problems. And lastly, we can propagate itong ating mga morning beauty through their leaves or through stem cuttings. And you can always check yung ating mga previous vlogs on how to do that. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You may also visit our Facebook page at Desert Succulent PH.